What's going on, everybody? Hello and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am bringing you my first ever multiplayer top 5 video. And I'm going to be covering what I believe are the top 5 best kill streaks in the game of Black Ops 2 multiplayer. 2 quick points I want to make. The 3-2-1 challenge on Kino der Toten, I messed up on, so that unfortunately will not be continued, but I'll eventually destroy it and redo it. I'll probably redo it here pretty soon. And point number 2, in this list, I am taking into account not just how good each streak is in and of itself, but I'm also taking into account how difficult or easy it is to earn, if that makes sense, because otherwise it would just sort of be, you know, swarm, K9 units, VTOL warship, you know, you get the idea, hopefully. So, let's go into our number 5 spot, and this is going to be the orbital VSAT. And the gameplay, I tried to show these streaks in a good light. A lot of people might say that the VSAT is the best streak in the game. I would say there are 2 things that hold it back just a little bit. It is very good, but there are 2 things in my mind that just sort of work against it. Number 1, it is not easy to get. It's not hard to get necessarily, but it's not very easy to get. So when you do get it, and this goes into the second point about it, it can just be counter UAV goes up and it's just useless. It's really frustrating when that happens, but it does happen. And if you don't know what the VSAT does, it basically, well, the enemies are red triangles, so you can see their constant position, and it's just constant. Really good. You're rarely going to lose a gunfight with that thing in the air, but it is still a very good streak, and I think it deserves to be on the list. So, in at number 4, I have the Sentry Gun. I believe that the Sentry Gun used to be my favorite. It's still my deadliest streak. It is just awesome. It is very strong, it's very powerful, it has range, and it does not have to be called in a care package like in other Call of Duty games. So, it's just, you know, you get your 8 or 850 points required, and you just, it's just right in your inventory, ready to go, and you just set that thing down. And it can be easily EMP'd, but, you know, that's just something that happens with Scorestreaks. They can be EMP'd, but I find that not a lot of people use EMPs, so overall just a great streak. And so yeah, Sentry Gun, number 4. Number 3, I have the AGR. Now, AGR, more than anything, I would say, it's just so fun to use. Because you can let it go do its own thing, or you can control it yourself. Which, I would say letting it go off on its own is more effective, but controlling it is so fun. Like, a lot of times at the end of the game, I'll just go hide somewhere and then control it and just try and wreck everybody. It is so fun. It is, best way I can describe it if you're not super familiar with it, it's a little robot, and it rolls around, and it is very slow, but it is very strong. This thing, like, it can take a beating. I mean, it is awesome. And I believe it requires 10 points in order to earn it, so it's a little bit hard to get, but it is so fun once you do get it, and it is just awesome. It can fire bullets or rockets, by the way. And again, it can be pretty easily EMP'd or C4'd, but again, not a ton of people carry those items. And like if you just come into contact with one of these, it is terrifying. Like, take it from me, it is absolutely terrifying. When you come in contact with an ATR, I mean, basically all you can do is run, because you're not even gonna think to do anything to it. Probably you're just gonna be terrified, and it is just an absolutely awesome streak. So that is about all for the third spot. Let's go ahead and get into the top 2. Alright, so I switched over to this gameplay to give you an idea of how epic the AGR and the number 1 thing on this list are. But number 2 on this list is actually the UAV. Now, that might come as a surprise, maybe not, but I love the UAV. It's by far my most used streak. The thing about it, like, it's the easiest streak to get, and the thing is, there's no downside to it. Like, you can put, your UAV on, you can get it, you're gonna get it every single game, and sometimes every single life, and it can be shot down, yeah, but it's not like you've really lost anything, because you can just get another one in a minute. It also, it's good because of what it does. It shows you the general direction of the enemy, but it also gives you assist points. So I find it to be really good for just sort of starting off. Like, let's say you're trying to build your Scorestreaks, which you obviously always are, but let's say you have this setup here: UAV, AGR, Stealth Chopper. The UAV is just a great kind of way to start out. You know what I mean? Like, you get it, it'll show you where they are, and then you get your 10 assist points for every time, every kill you get, or every kill the enemy gets. So this is the AGR right here, me inside of it, and it is just incredible, as you can see, controlling it. But I'm going to go down right now into the number 1, what I believe is the best and definitely my favorite streak to use in the game, the Stealth Chopper. I just adore this thing. It is so good. I mean, look at it here, just wreck these people. You don't get to see the final kill, unfortunately, but it is just an incredible streak. I guess I'll rewind this just so you guys have something to lay your little eyes on. But it is just, like, it doesn't show up on the radar, which, you might be like, well, that's not the biggest deal in the world, but if you think about it, it comes in, you don't know where it is. You don't want to look up in the sky, because then you'll probably be shot by a soldier. So it's effective in that way. It is strong. It has a flare, so it's not shot down with one rocket. I believe it requires 2 rockets to shoot it down, and it usually gets you a ton of kills, because, like, whenever I use it, it gets me, I would say, like, 5 to 10 kills. So it is just a very, very good streak. I absolutely love it, and it has to be my favorite streak in the game. So, I think that about does it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, and we see the back of this old beat-up, dirty airplane here. But anyway, let me know if you want more top 5 multiplayer videos. And that's about it, so I will see you next time.